that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter.
Let's go now. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Following the penalty, it's Williams. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes left side. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. 66 yards. Well, they know they've got a good starter. Now the guy coming in to spell him shows he can run it pretty good as well.
And I think he appreciates the starter, wearing people down, tiring them out a little bit. He took full advantage, didn't he? Came in with fresh legs and carried the ball.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The return man is Grant. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Dolphins strike quickly here for 6 points.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This one taken just inside the 10. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at about the 32. The give is to Jones, and he'll get this only up to about the 35. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A familiar ring to that one. Winston to Evans for the Buccaneer first.
And they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Green, triple C. Ready. Blue ready. Follow.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Going for the deep ball. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. Play action now, Winston. They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete.
Terrific coverage in the end zone that time. Forced him out of the pocket to his right. I thought maybe try and run it there, but no one came open for him. Nice job by the defense of not getting out of their lanes.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Working out of the gun, Winston. And he comes back with one complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for him, too.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The tackle made by Derek Rivers. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. Tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
I think what we just saw their partner was linebacking speed that can trump O-line power. We see that at times because he filled the gap before the offensive lineman could get to the next level and take him out.
2 runs for a net gain of nothing. Now here's 3rd and 10. Winston to throw it this time. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here comes Grant on the return. So quick on the spin.
He's spinning.
And he's loose again. He's at the 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. In for the score. And the Dolphins able to get this back within a touchdown. Carlson now to add the extra point. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will shrink to 6. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board. 3
points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down, Winston. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Here's Williams. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Let's go now.
They'll pitch it out to Jones. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. Third and short yardage. Winston. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. On fourth down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Let's get out of there.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
18. Stop. 180.
On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And Stills bringing it in. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout.
Let's go. Blue.
Final play of the half. It's Trubisky. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? The return man is Grant. He spins free. And there he goes again. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. As his guys are in for 6. And the Dolphins have tied it. Now they can take the lead with the extra point. The people still trying to get back to their seats from the concession stand here at the start of the third quarter. And boom, we got points on the board.
And you just identified why the bulk of stadiums have increased presence in the concession areas, right? TVs, loudspeakers, so people can still follow the game. And right now, they're bummed out that they missed that big return to start this half.
So now the other return teams out there, as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Takk McKinley in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Well, the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. From the gun, Winston. He's going to wind up and air it out. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down. Then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back. But it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
The Bucs on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be third and a mile. Off the play fake. Winston. Out to his left. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Here's Brian Anger now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And it's fielded at the 34. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. .24 yards. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10.
You see it? You see it? Red, up.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. M.J. Stewart made the tackle from his corner spot.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Lock in, lock in.
On second down, it's Drake. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down.
Blue. Red, up. Red, up. Hey, 18.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Gordon. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. The quick slant, good for 8 and a first. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
There we go. You see it? Red, up. Here's the line. 32. Red, up.
On 1st down, Trubisky. It's complete. Stills. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
You got four. You got four down.
The offense on third down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football.
Three out. Hey, check. Hands up.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he finds Stills, complete. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Well, that'll get them the first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
Lock in.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play. But there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. And we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed a big hit for a loss.
Lock in. Set up. 180.
Off the play fake. Here's Trubisky. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Josh Gordon, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Dolphins add on to their lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is up to 8. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Drops it to Jones in the flat. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a second down. From the shotgun, it's Winston. A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Now a pitch out to Williams. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Back now in Miami. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the 4th quarter. And they try the sweep to Jones. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big pickup, and guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive? The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. A great effort there. 39 yards. And the Bucs are within a 2-point conversion of tying us up. So a big play coming now for the Bucs as they'll go for 2. They're going to try and run for it. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So now here come the Dolphins. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Drake will start the drive on the ground. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They stay on the ground with Drake. They find some open field here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. And with a play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
That is right. 18. Red's up. We go. You see it?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Lock in.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. It was Matthew Adams who got him down on the defensive side. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So run the ball after this. Ran, tuck.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Hey, gotta go.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Let's go.
On 1st and goal, Drake. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead.
Well, let the natural light of today reflect that he is now getting into the end zone 2 times.
Look at you. You're a little Ralph Waldo Emerson, is that his name?
No, I was just going with the meteorologist. Said it was a day game. I'm here.
They do tack on the extra point as well, and it might seal the deal as that makes it a 2-score game here with not a lot of time remaining. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. It's a short kick taken near the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So out come the Bucs now. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Winston to throw. His throw incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Winston. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. Nifty move. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Now Winston. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Winston. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll throw again. Winston. And this is caught at the 8. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Give him 30 yards there. Jameis again. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Bobby McCain. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return. But no matter, they've got the football back.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Dolphins, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Buccaneers, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Look at them, how to make it in America. Real day one, ain't a lot of us. Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. They didn't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. And shorty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south, yeah. Shorty claims she a feminist, and her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. No money, now I'm in the Benz truck with a new honey. They said I wouldn't make it, I'm like, you funny. Laughing at my haters like, you dummies. The night is young, girl, what can you do for me? 6 figures, 5 shows, big ballin'. Look, I'm very important. I took a break, had some things I had to get sorted. I might retire in my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in Southampton. Be cooling out in the whip, but I done dared every girl on my list. KD at the 3, Djokovic with the racket. Phelps in the pool, I'm like Speed at the Masters. Girl, you know you a bad. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Another day in the USA. Just another day in America. Kids from my hood look up to the system set us up for failure. I just wanna make enough to pay dividends. Then invest in black businesses. They teach us to hate what we see in the mirror, but it can't break our spirit. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them.
Hey, what's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick. Hey, what's up, gang? I got it. I think it's my fault. For real. What's up, get the rest. Hey, I got that chicken to go. I'm gone. A lot of these look lost. They broke. They think it's my fault.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we welcome you to MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Houston Texans. On first down, it's Watson. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive running with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Easy work. It's easy work, and it's coming again.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Come back, come back. Come back, come back. Come back, come back.
Watson on 1st down. Forced out to his left. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Tiger, tiger, tiger. Reset, reset, reset. Come back, come back.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Olivier Vernon in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Richmond. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Two jet.
3rd and long. It's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And all the way down to the 26. Watson to Hopkins for a huge hookup. 43 yards.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that that could be a really, really frequent combination. And that is no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. Play action. Manning. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. It's a big-time play there for the G-Men. 47 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 27. Working from the gun, Manning. He dumps it off to Barkley. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat on the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. To throw is Manning. Eluding the... And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Whitney Merciless in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. Aldrick Rosas now to try the Giants field goal. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And the Giants are off now to a 3-0 lead. So our initial drive of the night ends in 3 points. Maybe not exactly what this home crowd wanted, but they'll take the early lead. They will take it. You're exactly right. Everybody wants a touchdown. But in this case, good opening drive, put points on the... And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. There's never a good place on the field to fumble the ball. Let's just call it as it is. But definitely not in your own red zone. In your own red zone, it's heightened, isn't it? Because you're almost automatically giving up a score and the momentum, and everything just changes for your team. Yeah, so the kickoff fumble, now great field position. To Barkley on the check down. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the first. Now Manning. The quick slant caught. First catch there for OBJ, and that good for a first down. So Manning to Beckham in this defense, they better hone in on that connection. It's almost like an electrical charge for him, isn't it? When he catches the first one, I'm talking about OBJ, he just goes to the auto and says more. And really, he's just one of those guys that once he gets going, look out. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he's going to bull his way into the end zone for a Giants touchdown. Saquon Barkley taking it in from a yard out. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. Rosas good with the extra point. And the lead grows to 10-0. Rosas now to kick this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect. And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Black 22! Black 22! Richmond!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Olivier Vernon brings him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about...
Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
We got three, fellas. Let's 288.
Manning now on 3rd and goal. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Evan Ingram, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Giants add on to their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And a movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. From the gun, here's Watson. He's going to let this one go deep. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Come back.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. Last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Lamar Miller, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Texans get a bit closer. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. Giants taking the field again here. And, you know, this is a team that got off to that woeful 1-7 start. They rallied a bit in the second half of the season here to get a few wins, but I don't think playing spoiler is what Pat Shurmur had in mind for his first season.
No, I don't believe that as well, and I think there were a lot of visions of going from worst to first in their division with Pat Shurmur as the head coach in addition to Saquon Barkley and getting the offense back on track with Odell Beckham Jr. being healthy again. But I go back to the Saquon Barkley move, picking him number 2 in the draft last year. Still hear criticism that the Giants should have taken a quarterback and built that way. They took the best rookie in the draft who's played above expectations. I would make the same pick every single time and find a way to build around him.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Manning throwing on 2nd down. Flushed out right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. He violated a big-time no-no in throwing that pick. Rolling right, throwing across his body.
And you know that your dad taught you that in the backyard when you were a tyke.
Yep.
Don't do it. The problem, every now and then you get away with it. This time, not the case.
A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who you're running behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. He's going to get it running right. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
Tiger. Richmond. Tiger. Come back.
Back to throw, Watson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And he's into the clear. The 40. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll take it down to the 30-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
Manning now on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Shift.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. On 2nd down, here's Manning. Flush to his right. Looking sideline, incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham, 26 yards. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Rosas good with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He got 29 yards that time. QT, Charles, he didn't make his debut this year until week 4. Busted out with 11 catches in that win over Indianapolis. And now you got Will Fuller done for the year with a knee injury. He's a big part of this offense.
He certainly is, because he's quickly going to have to become one of those go-to guys for Deshaun Watson, and a guy that he can get the ball to pretty fast, because Will Fuller provided a lot of speed and flash and could work inside and outside. QT's going to work out of the slot mainly, get it to him, and let him go.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On the counter, it's Miller. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Now Watson throwing on 3rd and long. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Alec Ogletree. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Well, some news that gave us a chuckle, and we could all use that around the holiday season. Josh Johnson, a great story. He was back home in Oakland when the Redskins called to see if he'd like to join him for the remainder of the season. So how did he get to know his new teammates? Well, what did he do? He turned to the Madden game, Charles.
Yeah, and that's how you learn who they are, right? Learn what they do, have some tendencies, get some ideas about their speed and what they do well and maybe what they don't do so well. And it really helped him acclimate and got himself a big victory in Week 15 against the Jacksonville Jaguars. How about the bloodline of Josh Johnson, though? Also related to Marshawn Lynch of the Oakland Raiders and Marcus Peters of the Los Angeles Rams.
Pretty good company. Manning now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. Here's a give to Barkley. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier this year.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Third and long for the Giants, and Eli following the sack. Shotgun now for Manning. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. And they're going to try for the 4th down conversion. Manning and the offense staying put.
Zebra. Regular. Zebra.
They'll go for it. It's Manning. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And this Texans defense stands tall. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
The final shot before the break. Watson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime here at MetLife Stadium with the Giants out in front. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And now out come the Giants. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Escaping the pressure right. Now he's trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Howe. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter.